Hi, welcome to the Balanced Body podcast series. I'm Amy Taylor Alpers from the Pilates Center here in Boulder, Colorado. In this podcast, we're going to be looking at a few exercises on the Cadillac that utilize springs, specifically working on the breath mechanism. So this whole series we're doing is really on how do you focus the exercises on the breath, specifically on the exhale, as they were really originally designed. According to Joe, you really want to focus on your exhale, and every exercise is enabling you in doing that. So we're going to look at the push-through series, or just the push-through exercise itself. So Paula's going to put her hands on there, and we're going to try to work on coordinating the breath with the movement. So that's our goal. So we're going to inhale, fill the lungs, press the spring to empower that inhale, and then exhale, deep squeeze all the air out, 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 out. And then again, you use that spring to help you inhale, fill the lungs, fill the lungs, fill the lungs. And then you exhale, lift, so that you create the space you need to enable that exhale deep, 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 deep. And then you start again, pull. Each time you get a little longer, a little taller. That breath mechanism really begins to help you lift up and over. And this part of the exercise helps you release the air. And then you refill again. You try to let that be as natural and big and expansive as possible. And then this moment helps you lift so you can open this area and really squeeze, 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 squeeze. We'll do one more time. Each time you're a little bit taller, that enables this lift. You press down, get taller, a little less head, right? And exhale, deep squeeze. You're using the exhale to push, 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 push air out. And then inhale, you fill, stretch, use that spring to strengthen that moment. And then exhale, lift, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And if we can, while we're doing these exercises with clients, you really want to try to coach the idea that the air is what we want, and that you're trying to get that air into all your tissues. So you want to use words like absorb it, fill, feel like a sponge, let that air into your tissues. You want to begin to feel what Joe Pilates would say was called the internal shower, which is that you get that oxygen into your bloodstream and you keep moving it, keep moving it, keep moving it. So we have kind of two tasks: expand and empower the size, the capaciousness is a word that he would use, the capacity of your lungs, and then really enable that exhale by strengthening your deep, deep, deep abdominals. So let's do it one more time. Okay, so you're going to expand, you're going to fill like a balloon, fill like a parachute, let that spring lift you up, and then exhale, deep squeeze, 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 squeeze all the air out. And then you just refill naturally, letting that spring give you a buoyancy. And then you let it lift you so you can get in even deeper. Exhaling, 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 exhaling. Nice. Good. Okay, so now we're going to move over to this spring. And we're going to do an exercise we call the shoulder massage. So you're just going to scoot back a little bit farther. You're going to take an overhand grip on the roll down bar. This is an exercise that's not taught a lot in the system that we see, but it's an excellent one, and it is an original Joe exercise from some of the earlier films that we have of him. So we've called it the shoulder massage. You may have a different name for it. You're going to do a straight arm press. You're going to bend your elbows, pull the bar into your hips. You're going to roll the bar up your back and then stretch it out. So that's the choreography. The point, however, is always the breath. So we're going to press down, and then as you bend the elbows, come on in. You're going to inhale and stretch and lift and open your whole lung area and stretch out. And then exhale, bend, pull the bar in, get a huge inhale. So we're trying to stretch, 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 stretch the rib cage, the muscles around the rib cage, the shoulder girdle, and then a deep exhale. Good. And then we'll do one more. Big inhale, pulling the rib cage up, opening the lungs up, really going from an internal place to get your stretch. And then you have all this lift. You get a deep exhale from underneath there, and then we'll reverse it. So you straighten the arms, lift, Big inhale to bend the elbows and pull in. And then exhale to squeeze and keep your height, gorgeous. And straighten the arms out. And again, big inhale, you're lifting, floating the ribcage like a helium balloon or a hot air balloon. And then you come in underneath that lift and you find that deep squeeze. One more time. Huge inhale, expand, expand, always looking maybe for a new place in the ribcage that hasn't fully opened yet. Exhale, deep squeeze, keep your height, empowering the length of your spine, and exhale. Good, nice, good. And then we're going to do some leg springs. Okay, so now we're going to do single leg circle. So Paula's going to use her right leg, and we're going to take the strap from above her, that would be where her left hand will be. And she's going to have her hands up about a little bit higher maybe, so that the rib cage is settled down. Okay, straight leg. This leg is just long. She can flex it or point it, but it stays nice and long. All right, and she's going to cross over, a nice twist in the spine, big inhale through this moment, and then an exhale to come back. All right, so she goes. Inhale, pushing through the hands, pushing through the strap to open this up, fill the lungs, and then a deep exhale to maintain all that length. So our two tasks, expand and open and stretch the breath capacity, and then empower, empower, empower the exhale. So that every time you make sure you exhale every last atom of air from your lungs until they're as empty as a vacuum. And you really, really, really can use this spring, let's try your other foot, to help enable that expansion and contraction that we're looking for, okay? You can also reverse the exercise, which we didn't do. Maybe we'll do that on this side. So you start crossing over, the spine will twist, you take a huge inhale and push open the lungs, a little bit past center, and then exhale, deep squeeze, trying to maintain the length you got by pushing out against the spring and allowing the spring to push back in on you at the same time. One more time. Inhale, huge lung expansion, stretch, stretch, stretch. Feel the air, exhale, deep squeeze, and we'll reverse. Inhale, reach down, way long. Exhale, that's the way. So you really get a big stretch. One more time. As you pass your other foot, really lengthen. Use the push. Push a little bit more, right, so that you get a big stretch. Good, and one by yourself. Inhale, big push, big push. Exhale, deep squeeze. Very nice, good. And then quickly, we'll look at what the double leg circle looks like. So you're going to put your springs on both feet, and it's going to be the same idea. Okay, so you open, down, around together, big inhale, push through the spring, exhale, come back up, right? So your inhale opens, lengthens, lifts and expands, and your exhale deep squeezes, 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 and reverse. Inhale, reach very long, open the legs, keep the reach. Exhale, deep squeeze in the center. And one more time. Inhale, feel how long you could get. This is a very luxurious moment right here where you push, 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 and then you open, exhale, and finish. Very nice. Go ahead and bend your knees, and we'll take the straps off. Good. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next podcast.